Hello, passionate Toronto Maple Leafs fans. Welcome to the Toronto Maple Leafs News Now channel. Before we start with the exclusive news we have for you today, we would like to invite you all to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any information about your favorite team. Now, let's get straight to the point. The 2023-24 season has been a whirlwind for Toronto Maple Leafs goaltender Ilya Samsonov. After helping the team to its first playoff victory in nearly 20 years, Samsonov signed a one-year contract extension, which further increased the city's love for him. However, the start of this season has not been good for the 27-year-old goalkeeper. Samsonov performed terribly early in the season, posting a save percentage, SV%, below .900 in 10 of 15 games played before the new year. With few options, Leafs management had no choice but to place him on waivers on January 1st. Samsonov later cleared waivers and was transferred to the Toronto Marlies, an American Hockey League affiliate team. However, instead of playing for the Marlies, management decided he should skate and train outside the team, and this change seems to have paid off. A few weeks later, Samsonov was recalled to the Leafs and performed much better towards the end of the season. Although his numbers, with a 3.13 goals against average, GAA, and .890 save percentage, SV%, didn't look impressive on paper, it was clear to everyone that he would be the starting goaltender in the first game of the playoffs. Unfortunately, Samsonov's difficulties came back to haunt him. The start of the playoffs has not gone as the Leafs had hoped, as they are down 2-1 in the series after a 4-2 loss to the Boston Bruins last night. Game 3 started well, with Matthew Knies scoring a goal just after the halfway point of the second period, giving the team an important boost. However, everything changed when Samsonov allowed a goal from Trent Frederic, a move that did not pose much danger. That goal was unforgivable at any point in the season, especially when the team had just taken the lead. This seriously affected the energy of the game, and although the Leafs managed to stay even before halftime, Jake DeBrusk scored the first goal for the Bruins just a minute into the third period. Tyler Bertuzzi was able to temporarily tie the game about 10 minutes later, but any momentum the Leafs had was completely wiped out when Samsonov was beat by Brad Marchand just 28 seconds later. Although this goal wasn't as weak as the previous one, it's a save that true number one goalies can always make to maintain the team's momentum. After last night's performance, Samsonov now has a 3.05 goals against average, GAA, and a .895 save percentage, SV%, through the first 3 playoff games. Those numbers aren't enough to win, and based on their poor stats throughout the season, it's hard to imagine them improving much, if at all. The Leafs won't be able to advance in this series if this continues, which is causing head coach Sheldon Keefe to seriously rethink his strategy. Stay tuned, fans, because there are serious reasons to consider starting Joseph Woll in Game 4, given Samsonov's struggles in Games 1 and 3. While the 25-year-old goalkeeper's numbers aren't stellar either, with a goals against average of 2.94 GAA and a .907 save percentage, SV%, on the season, they are better than Samsonov's. Additionally, Woll has playoff experience, having played in 4 postseason games last spring where he performed very well with a 2.43 goals against average, GAA, and a .915 save percentage, SV%. Coach Sheldon Keefe has not yet revealed which goalie will start in Game 4, but if he opts for Samsonov, the only way the Leafs have a chance to win is by limiting the Bruins' offensive plays as much as possible. Unfortunately, the Russian goalie just hasn't been able to make those game-changing saves, and against a team as strong as the Bruins, continuing to give him the opportunity to play will likely result in the Leafs being eliminated in the first round. Despite the difficulties faced by Samsonov in the first games of the playoffs, it is important to remember that he is a talented goalkeeper and had good moments throughout the season. Before his drop in performance, he was instrumental in the team earning its first playoff win in nearly 2 decades. However, Samsonov's latest performances have raised concerns about his ability to be the starting goalkeeper in the playoffs. With a goals against average, GAA, of 3.05 and a save percentage, SV%, of .895 in the first 3 games of the series against the Boston Bruins, his statistics are not ideal for a number 1 goaltender. Based on these numbers and the negative impact of some goals he has allowed, Coach Sheldon Keefe is seriously considering starting Joseph Woll in Game 4. The 25-year-old Wall had a decent regular season with a goals against average of 2.94 and a .907 save percentage. While Wall is a viable option, it's important to note that his playoff experience is limited. He played in just 4 postseason games last year, but had a solid performance with a 2.43 goals against average and a .915 save percentage. The decision on who will be the starting goaltender for Game 4 has not yet been announced by Keefe, but is a topic of discussion among fans and analysts. Some believe that Wall deserves a chance to prove himself, while others argue that Samsonov can recover and return to his previous form. For the Maple Leafs, the key to advancing in the series against the Boston Bruins will be defensive improvement as a whole. Regardless of who the starting goaltender is, the team needs to limit the Bruins' attacking opportunities and improve their overall defensive efficiency. The Leafs have the offensive talent to score goals, but they also need a solid performance from their goalkeeper to compensate for possible defensive errors. If Samsonov is chosen as the starter, he will need to recover quickly and provide decisive saves to help the team get back into the series. The next few games will be crucial to the Maple Leafs' fate in this series. Fans are eager to see how the team will handle the goaltending situation and whether they will be able to bounce back and advance to the next stage of the playoffs. The series between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Boston Bruins is very competitive and intense. After 3 games, the Bruins lead the series 2-1. The Leafs got off to a good start, winning the first game 3-1, but lost the next 2 games, including a 4-2 loss in the last game. In addition to the issues surrounding goaltender Ilya Samsonov, the Leafs are also facing other challenges. The lack of offensive production from some key players, such as Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner, has been a concern. Both players performed great during the regular season, but have yet to make a splash in the playoffs. Furthermore, the team has struggled to contain the Bruins' powerful attack, led by names like Brad Marchand, Patrice Bergeron, and David Pastrnak. The Leafs need to find ways to neutralize these players and improve their defense as a whole. However, it's not all bad news for the Leafs. Players like William Nylander and Morgan Rielly have stood out and contributed with goals and important plays. They have been key players in trying to turn things around and advance in the series. Additionally, the return of veteran John Tavares after an injury in the regular season brought a boost of momentum to the team. His leadership and experience are valuable to the Leafs, both on and off the ice. Coach Sheldon Keefe is working hard to adjust the team's strategy and motivate the players. He is aware of the challenges the team faces and is looking for solutions to improve performance in upcoming games. The Leafs have a passionate fan base that is supporting the team on this journey to the playoffs. The atmosphere at home games has been incredible, with fans showing their unconditional love and support for the team. The next game will be crucial for the Leafs. They need to bounce back and show their resilience to level the series. A win in Game 4 could change the momentum and give the team the confidence it needs to move forward. The NHL playoffs are always unpredictable, and anything can happen. The Leafs have a talented team and are capable of overcoming the challenges they are facing. Fans are eager to see how the team will respond and whether they will be able to advance in the series. In addition to the series between the Toronto Maple Leafs and Boston Bruins, the NHL playoffs are full of exciting games and surprises. Teams like the Colorado Avalanche, Vegas Golden Knights, Tampa Bay Lightning, and Carolina Hurricanes have stood out and shown great performance so far. The Colorado Avalanche, led by talented center Nathan MacKinnon, has been one of the most dominant teams in the playoffs. Their powerful offense and solid defense made them favorites to go far in the competition. The Vegas Golden Knights have also been a force to be reckoned with. With a balanced squad and solid goaltending in Marc-Andre Fleury, they are determined to reach the Stanley Cup final for the second time in their history. The Tampa Bay Lightning, current Stanley Cup champions, are seeking to defend their title. With players like Nikita Kucherov, Braden Point, and Victor Hedman, they have a powerful offense and solid defense. However, they faced some major injuries during the playoffs, which could affect their performance in the rest of the competition. The Carolina Hurricanes have surprised many experts with their aggressive and fast play. They have strong chemistry as a team and rely on young talents such as Sebastian Aho and Andrei Svechnikov to lead the attack. It's worth noting that the NHL playoffs are known for their unpredictability. Often, teams considered underdogs manage to eliminate the favorites and advance in the competition. This makes the playoffs exciting and unpredictable, keeping fans engaged and looking forward to each game. In addition to the aforementioned teams, other franchises like the New York Islanders, Montreal Canadiens, Winnipeg Jets, and Minnesota Wild are also competing in the playoffs and seeking their chance to hoist the Stanley Cup. The NHL playoffs are a true spectacle for hockey fans. The intensity, emotion, and passion in each game are unmatched. The players give their all in search of glory, and the fans are a fundamental part, creating an electrifying atmosphere in each match. Keep following the NHL playoffs to enjoy more exciting games and find out which team will win the coveted Stanley Cup this season. Now we want to hear your opinion. Fans, what do you think about goalkeeper Ilya Samsonov's situation? Do you agree that Joseph Woll should be the starter in the next game? Leave your comments below and don't forget to subscribe to our Toronto Maple Leafs News Now channel to stay up to date with all the news about your favorite team.